कृष्णपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे राम. Please, anyone would like to share what we discussed in our last session? Yes, anyone?
Prabhuji, we were learning that the qualities of a person who has to progress on path of self-realization and liberation, equanimity was a quality that we should all try to imbibe in ourselves, not rejoice in anything pleasant and not lament on anything unpleasant, rather remain same in these situations. And we also learned from example of a grass that how the grass uh, remains stable and sthit pragna in spite of anything that happens to it. And we also learned that if the person is so absorbed in bhakti yoga and brahma yoga, then the taste for the sense gratification is lost, and that is how the person progresses towards self realization and ultimately with help of unified master and Krishna, the person gets liberation.
Yes. Also, we discussed about duality. So, how one can come out of the duality by acquiring this knowledge. Nashta moha smriti labdha, just like Arjuna, by hearing this knowledge, his all the moha, all the illusions were destroyed. So, one can come out of the duality by hearing this transcendental knowledge. So we'll continue. So we were continuing the fifth chapter. So we'll continue from verse number 22. यही संस्पर्शजा भोगा
एहि
ये
संस्पर्शजा
संपर्शजा भोगा
दुःखयोन्य एव ते
खयोनया एव ते
आदि अन्तवत् कौन्तेय
आदि अंतवन्त कौन्तेय
न तेषु रमते बुडः.
नातेषु रमते बुधः.
Anyone would like to chant this shloka?
जे ई संस्पर्शज भोग दुख जनयति आदि अंत कंत्य नातेषु रमते बुधा.
Anyone else?
ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःख योनय एव ते आदि अंतवन्त कौन्तेय नातेषु रमते बुधः.
Yes, anyone else?
ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःख योनय एव ते आदि अंत अवंत कौन्तेय नेतेषु रमते बुध.
Yes, anyone else? We'll read the translation. An intelligent person does not take part in the source of misery, which are due to contact with material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. So here in the verse we see Krishna has specifically used one analogy is dukkha yonya. Yonya can be is referred to womb. So here dukkha yonya evate, not a dukkha karan. Karan means cause. He is telling dukkha yunya means yunya means womb. Just like a lady when she gets pregnant. So in the womb. So why Krishna is particularly using this analogy is just like when a lady she get pregnant initially for few weeks by seeing it's very difficult to tell or to make out whether she is pregnant or not. After a few weeks one can understand by certain ways that she is pregnant. So same way this sense gratification is like that. Initially when a person is indulging in that, one cannot make out that this could be the cause or source of my misery. Just like here, source of misery. An intelligent person does not take part in the source of misery, which are due to contact with material senses. Such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. So we'll read purport, then we will try to understand more in detail. Material senses are due to the contact of material sense pleasure are due to the contact of material senses, which are all temporary because the body itself is temporary. A liberated soul is not interested in anything which is temporary. Knowing well the joys of transcendental pleasures, how can a liberated soul agree to enjoy false pleasure? In the Padma Purana it is said, Ramante yogino anante satyananda chida atmani iti rame padaneshu param brahma vijayate. The mystics derived unlimited transcendental pleasure from absolute truth. And therefore, the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, is also known as Rama. Just like Krishna, Sarva Akarshati iti Krishna. Krishna means he is all attractive. So one of the name of absolute truth is Rama. Rama means all pleasurable. That is known as Rama. So by taking shelter, we'll read complete first, then we'll understand. In the Srimad Bhagavatam also it is said, Nayam deho deha bhajam nirloke kashtan kama rate vidhi bhajam ye tapo divyam putraka yena sattvam shuddhaye vyasmad brahma sukyam no anantam. These are the instructions Rishabdev is giving to his 100 sons. Rishabdev is none other than incarnation of Lord Krishna. So he is giving this instruction. So what is that? My dear sons, there is no reason to labor very hard for sense pleasure while in this human form of life. Such pleasures are available to the stool eaters, hogs. Rather, you should undergo penance in this life by which your existence will be purified, and as a result, you will be able to enjoy unlimited transcendental bliss. Brahma Sakhyam Anantam. Anantam means unlimited transcendental bliss. Therefore, those who are true yogis or learned transcendentalists are not attracted by sense pleasures, which are cause of continuous material existence. The more one is addicted to material pleasures, the more he is entrapped by material miseries. So Deha Bhajam, very nice word is used Bhajam. Deha Bhajam. Bhajam means to glorify or to serve. Bhajana means to serve, to render service. In Bhagavad Gita also, few places Krishna has used this Bhajana. So Deha Bhajana means those who are engaged in the service of the Deha, service of the body. How? by satisfying senses. So, a sane person, a person who is having intelligence, will not take any interest in temporary things, will not take any interest in temporary things. He will be interested, just like that is the nature of this spirit soul. Spirit soul want to attain permanent thing in the life. That is in the nature of spirit soul. Sat Chit Anand. Sat means eternal. So whatever we want in our life, we want permanent. Whether it may be the house we are trying to construct, or the relationship we are trying to have, or some job, this or that. Whatever we may try in our life, we seek permanent things in our life. So a person who is intelligent will not take interest in sense pleasure, because this sense pleasure are temporary in nature, will give you some high for a time being. For a time being, you will feel good, you will feel happy, because this body itself is temporary in nature. So whatever pleasures are derived from this body are temporary in nature. So how do devotees or a person who is liberated derives pleasure is Ramante Yogino Anante, derives pleasure by serving Krishna, engages all his senses in the service of that absolute truth. How engages his eyes in seeing the transcendental form of the Lord, engages his ears in hearing the glories of the Lord, about the Lord, his holy name, engages his nose in taking fragrance of the flowers or the garlands that has been offered to the Lord, engages his jiva tongue in chanting the holy name or tasting the prasadam, uses the hands in cleansing the temple, or engages various such activities, services, uses his legs to travel to his temple. Like that, a devotee takes pleasure by engaging all his senses in the service of the Lord. Actually, if we see our life, how it is, once there was a person, gentleman, he want to go for a trekking into the forest. So early morning he started, he entered the forest. While entering, he is experiencing, oh, such a wonderful place. Nice chirping of bird is there. Some fruit-bearing plants, flower-bearing plants, and trees are there. So he is walking and he is experiencing all this nice atmosphere of the forest, and he is taking pleasure in that. And gradually, when he is entering more deeper into the forest, now chirping of the bird or such pleasant sound is converting into terrible sound of the animals, like wolf, they yawl, tigers, elephants, lion, all such voices he is hearing, which is terrifying him. So further, when he is walking, he saw an elephant, and he is frightened seeing that elephant. Completely seeing that elephant, he is frightened. So he started running to safeguard himself from the from this lion. So soon he got a tree, and he started climbing on the tree to safeguard himself from the lion. He climbed up the tree, and he went and sat on a branch and took a relief. So finally he could protect himself from this lion. But lion was also hungry, so he is also trying or sitting there in his wait to have him as a food. So this person, he took a relief. After some time, he started feeling hungry, and he is seeing that from somewhere some viscous liquid is falling. And as soon as he raised his hand above, he saw one honeycomb is there, and from that, which is filled with honey, so that honey drops are dripping. So he started relishing that honey. Quenches hunger. He felt very joyful, very happy, very satisfied having this honey. After some time, he saw the branch he was sitting on. That branch is, mouse teeth are continuously, they keep growing. If those teeth, they do not engage in biting and all those things, they are all those teeth are always growing. So he saw two mice, they are continuously trying to bite this branch. One is white in color, one is black in color. So again, he is a little bit fearful, but he gets busy in enjoying the taste of honey, fresh honey. He is completely busy in eating that honey. After some time, what happened? Those mice, they completely, ate that branch, junction of that branch, and they fall down. That person fall down, and finally, this lion had a nice meal. Not a happy ending. So if we try to see, our life is also like that. As soon as we take birth, it is, very nice, like hearing the sound of birds. All these things are there. Everything is good in our life. Lot of people are there. And when we are small, when we are kid, they are there playing with us, making us feel good. All that thing is happening. Life is going very well. But gradually, when we start entering into our youth age and getting adult, we start hearing sound of beast-like animals, which is frightening, which creates fear in our heart. So hearing, just like we hear that person heard the sound of these animals, he was frightened. Same way in our life, when we see lot of things are going on, competition, survival of the fittest, this, that, lot of challenges are there in our life, we start feeling very fearful. Then gradually, what happens? This death is started approaching us in the form of lion. And this honey that we are enjoying is what? Is the sense pleasure that we get in the form of family, in the form of the money that we earn. With that money we construct a nice house, get a nice car, all these things which gives pleasure or satisfaction to our senses. So we get busy in that, ignoring the day and night are passing by. I am getting old, one day I have to die. Ignoring those mouse. Day and night are passing by, I am getting older. So as per the scripture, this sense pleasure, the quota of happiness or distress is fixed, is available even to the stool eaters, the hogs. For hog, eating stool is the very pleasing, takes lot of pleasure in eating stool. So pleasure is available in all the species. Then how human form of life is different from all other species is that human form of life is the only opportunity for oneself to perform austerities, to perform tapasya, to perform penance, to purify the existence. That is the purpose of human form of life. And by performing austerity or penance, once our existence is purified, we'll be able to enjoy unlimited transcendental bliss within our own self, independent of all the people, all the object, all the situations around us. We will be able to enjoy such bliss in our life. We'll read verse number 23. Shaknoti hevayam shodham prak sharira vimokshanaat kama krodhat bhavam vegam sayukta sa sukhi naraha. Before giving up this present body, if one is able to tolerate the urges of material senses and check the force of desire and anger, he is a yogi and is happy in this world. So now question may come, so this tapasya that we have to tolerate, we have to perform for how long, that Krishna is clarifying here. Just this life, before giving up this body, if you can tolerate, if you can perform this tapasya of not indulging in sense gratification, if you can tolerate, if you can perform this tapasya, then you will be happy. And in the next verse, Krishna is going to declare, you will come back to me, you will attain the supreme. We'll read the purport and then we'll understand. If one wants to make steady progress on the path of self-realization, he must try to control the forces of material senses. Then there are the forces of talk, forces of anger, forces of mind, forces of the stomach, forces of the genitals, and the forces of it, of the tongue. One who is able to control the forces of all these different senses, the mind, is called Goswami or Swami. Such Goswami live strictly and controlled lives and forego altogether the forces of the senses. Material desires, when unsatisfied, generate anger, and the mind, eyes, and chest become agitated. Therefore, one must practice to control them before one gives up this material body. One who can do this is understood to be self-realized and is thus happy in the state of self-realization. It is the duty of the transcendentalist to try strenuously to control desire and anger. So here Krishna is mentioning, if one is able to tolerate the urges of material senses. So this, why one has to tolerate? Why not other solution Krishna has given? Because as soon as we have these senses, in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is mentioning, Sangat sanjayate kama. As soon as senses come in contact with sense object, there will be an urge to gratify the senses. So in this material world, one cannot seclude himself from sense enjoyment. There was a one Muni, Shaubari Muni. He thought, let me go to some secluded place where my mind is not agitated, where I don't see, I don't see any sense object and go in indulgence to that sense object. Let me go to such place. He tried various places, could not find such place where he is not getting any sense object. So he thought, let me go deep inside the water so that in the water I don't see anything disturbing or any sense object. I can do meditation easily. So when he went inside water to perform tapasya, he saw two fishes. They are mating. So seeing that, he got agitated. He could not control. He came out of the water immediately. By that time, his body was very skinny and he became, long hairs, all those things. So, was not looking good. But he immediately approached the king that I want to marry your daughter. So, king also, now the saintly person has come, he cannot deny. Shaubari Muni has come, he cannot deny. But he is looking very shabby. So, what he told to Shaubari Muni, okay, you only select, I have 100 daughters. Whoever is ready, you can marry her. Whoever is ready, you can marry her. So out of 100, none of them was agreeing to marry Shaubari Muni because of his looks. He was not looking good. He was looking very shabby. So with his tapas shakti, he immediately converted himself into the youth and he became very charming, very, strong person, strong build-up and all that. And now, when these 100 daughters of the king are looking at him, all 100 are ready to marry him. All 100 are fighting among themselves that I want to marry, I want to marry. So at the end, all 100 were married to this Shaubari Muni. So, how much ever we may try to seclude ourselves from this sense gratification or from sense object, it is very, very difficult until and unless our mind is not under our control. One who has control over his mind is known as Goswami. Go means senses. Mind is the chief of all the senses. So one who can control his mind is known as Goswami. Go means cow also, and here senses. Swami means master. And there are different kind of urges are there. Vacho Vega Manasa Krodha Vega. Vacho Vega means force of speech or force of talk. One want to talk something or other thing. Our tendency is there, we want to talk. If we are not filled with Krishna consciousness, we will indulge in talking some mundane topics or material topics, which is compared in the scriptures. Such mundane talks and materialistic talks are compared to what is compared to a frog who is croaking and inviting a snake to come and eat. By the frog croaking sound, snakes immediately they get sense where is frog, and they come and attack and eat that frog. So what happens when we eat mundane talks, materialistic talk? So we are inviting our death. Whereas talk which is filled with Krishna or Krishna's related topic, glories of Krishna, can liberate oneself from this material existence. Force of anger. Vacho Vega, Krodha Vega. One get angry if one desire are not fulfilled. What he desires not getting, he will get frustrated, he will get angry. Nowadays, this anger is one of the prominent issues among all the people, because things are not working as they desire. They immediately get angry. Force of mind. Mind desires different things. Today I want this, I want to go there, I want to go there, I want to meet that person, this, that. And after that, what I want to do? Indulge in all other sense gratifications, all other things. Mind will be taking us on a ride. Force of the stomach is to eat. I want to eat. Eat more and more. Oh, I am feeling hungry. After every 2 hours, I am feeling hungry. I have a capacity of eating, suppose 2 gulab jamun. I am eating 4 or 5 or 6. Like that, force of genitals. To indulge in sexual activities. Now, a lot of problems people are facing across the world. Youth are facing because of this. Forces of the tongue. One force of the tongue is already we discussed, talk. So now here, why another this thing is mentioned, force of the tongue. Eating also we discussed. So anyone would like to share why force of the tongue is mentioned here? Already eating is discussed. Tongue has 2 functionalities, eating and speaking. Both we discussed. So why another time tongue is mentioned? Anyone?
Tongue also the taste.
Taste, okay. Yes.
With the tongue,
Yes,
one can talk about the glories of Krishna, spread the awareness about Krishna and Krishna consciousness.
Okay, anyone else? What are the urge of tongue? Already talking and eating is discussed. So why tongue is mentioned again? The tongue is mentioned here because we want to eat various varieties, various taste we want. Not only rasgulla or gulab jamun. We want to eat something khara, something salty, sometimes sour, sometimes some other kind of taste. Some this item, sometimes pizza, sometimes burger, sometimes this, sometimes that. Different items we want to eat. Not only suppose rasgulla, so only rasgulla. No. After rasgulla, I want to try something else. After that, I want to try something else. So that is the urges of tongue. So these are the urges one will get. So what is the solution is? Solution is one has to tolerate. One has to tolerate. If one is not able to satisfy this material desire or these urges remains unsatisfied, so what will happen? One will get angry. And after angry, what will happen? His mind, his eyes and chest become agitated. No, when mind means when there is a heartbreak or love failure happens, some of you might have experienced. So what happens? You experience different kind of pain in your chest. Your mind get completely restless. You don't want to get agitated, but because of that heartbreak, that failure of in love, what happens? Your heart automatically gets so much agitated, it's get unbearable pain on experiences. So it is there in the scriptures. What happens when our desires are not satisfied? One experience all these things. So one who understands with the power of knowledge, here it is mentioned, it is a duty of a transcendentalist to try strenuously to control desire and anger. Strenuously means not only with physical strength, with your spiritual strength, with your mental strength, with the power of knowledge, one should try to control. So that is the way one can tolerate. The best way is to engage these senses in the service of Krishna. If you want to speak about Krishna. If you want to eat, offer something that you want to eat, offer to Krishna and have it. So all these senses, all these urges, we can try to bring Krishna in the center. So one who has conquered these urges, sa yukta sa sukhi naraha. Sa yukta is filled. Yukta means filled. Sukhi, happiness. That person will be happy. He will be happy. So when we come to tolerance, sometimes it seems like in various pastimes, just like if we see during Ramayana time, when Mother Sita was kidnapped, Lord Ram, he returned back, killing that golden deer. He came to know that Mother Sita is no more there. She has been taken away or kidnapped. So he could not hold himself. He could not hold himself emotionally. Was completely fallen apart. Was crying, tears was flowing down from his eyes, and he could not hold his emotions. He was crying as though some ordinary person is crying. So this seems, oh, Lord himself is not able to control or tolerate. So there is a difference is there. Various places in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has mentioned about tolerate, tolerate, tolerate. Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhada. One should tolerate just like Shitoshna winters and summer season is there. So same way one should tolerate the dualities of this material world, happiness and distress. So one should tolerate. So the thing is, there is no problem. One should pour his emotions. One should, whatever emotions are, coming out, one should express those emotions. There is no harm in that. But one should not get carried away. One should not get carried away. That is, one should try to tolerate. Expression of emotion is not wrong, but one should not get carried away by such emotions. Okay. So that is what and how to tolerate. Easiest way is taking shelter of the Lord. That is what Krishna is also confirming in the 7th chapter. Devi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya Dulotya Mave Eva Prapadyante Maya Mehdam Tarantite. This Devi Esha, this superior energy, divine energy of mind, Durga Devi is very, very powerful. It cannot be, no one cannot overcome this material energy. Not possible. But Maya Mehta, how one can cross over this Maya? By taking shelter of me. Mama Maya Duratteya. Then only one can overcome this Maya. We'll read next verse number 24. Yo antasukho antras aramas तथा अंतर्ज्योतिरेव यः स योगी ब्रह्म निर्वाणं ब्रह्मभूतोऽधिगच्छति. One whose happiness is within, who is active within, who rejoices within and is illumined within, is actually the perfect mystic. Is liberated in the Supreme and ultimately he attains the Supreme. So here Krishna is mentioning, if we see the sequence, that an intelligent person does not take pleasure in sense gratification. What he does, he tolerates such urges. He tolerates such urges. Urges will be there, but he will tolerate. And by tolerating such urges, what will happen? He will be happy. And what kind of happiness? That is Krishna is explaining here. He will be happy within, irrespective of things around him, will not get disturbed. He will be happy. In all circumstances, in all situations, he will be happy. Who is active within, who rejoices within, and is illumined within, is actually perfect. Illumined within means filled with knowledge. He has all the knowledge. He is all active in serving Krishna, engaged in service of Krishna. Such a person, even though he may reside in this body, he is liberated. He is Jivan Mukta. Read the purport. Unless one is able to relish happiness from within, how can one retire from the external engagements meant for deriving superficial happiness? A liberated person enjoys happiness by factual experience. He can therefore sit silently at any place and enjoy activities of life from within. Such a liberated person no longer desires external material happiness. This stage is called Brahma Bhuta, attaining which one is assured of going back to Godhead, back to here. Even though purport is very small but holds a lot of deeper meaning, is a liberated person enjoys happiness by factual experience, not by some illusory experience. Factual means this is the fact. By such fact, he derives his happiness. What is the fact? Fact is, we are part and parcel of that Supreme Lord. We belong to that Supreme Lord Krishna. We are his Amsha. We have our personal relationship with him. That is the fact. Just like if a person is having relationship with the US President, he will be very happy. Oh, or other way around, if we try to understand, suppose you are there, some of your relative, has been elected as a chief minister. He became chief minister in this elections. So immediately it will bring a certain kind of joy or happiness. Oh, I have a personal relationship with the chief minister. We will feel a different kind of joy or happiness. Same way, a liberated person, what is the factual experience? Factual experience is he is part and parcel of Krishna, he is servant of Krishna, he belongs to Krishna. All with that knowledge he is rejoicing. And as such a person is Brahma Bhuta, is self-satisfied, is always joyful, is always happy. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kanshati, is neither hankering nor is lamenting. If something is lost, he is not lamenting, nor he is hankering. Now, question may arise. We have a family life. All these things are there, relatives are there around us. Various people are there. We are related to them. So if we are meant to derive happiness within our own self, so does that mean all these relationships are useless? So the thing is, these relationships that we have around us should help in such a way that this relationship becomes a stepping stone in our spiritual life. The central point or the main anchor for the relationship is one should support each other, because relationship means what? We are attached to each other emotionally. So we have an emotional connection with each other. That means there is emotional deposition is there, or sometimes we expect some emotional, we have some emotional requirement, sometimes we are fulfilling other person emotional requirement. exchange of emotions is there. That is relationship through affection. So when we have such exchange of relationship or such exchange of affection and emotions, so what happens? We are giving the stability to that person or support, extending our support to that person so that that person can make advancement in Krishna consciousness. Suppose if you are emotionally completely disturbed, will it be possible for you to think of Krishna, to engage in Krishna service? It will be very, very difficult. That's why scripture says, especially if we see the relationship of husband and wife, a wife should take care of husband in such a way that he is getting a stable atmosphere of making advancement in Krishna consciousness. That is the duty of husband. There are duties of husband also. So like that, this relationship, because we are social being and not like a stone, we are social being. So being a social person, we may have some emotional requirements. We want to feel loved or we want to give love. So by that what happens? We get stability, and with that stability we can practice Krishna consciousness more efficiently. We can practice Krishna consciousness more efficiently. So if we see, the central point of the relationship is what? Is Krishna. Is Krishna. Because the purpose of that relationship is now what it has become is, even though emotional exchanges are there, exchange of affection is there, but that exchanges are helping that person to serve Krishna more efficiently, in a better way. We'll read next verse. Dabante brahma nirvanam rashaya shina kalmashaha chinna duvidha yatatma atmanaha sarvabhuta rataha. Translation: one who is beyond duality and doubt, whose mind is engaged within, who is always busy working for the welfare of the sentient beings, who is free from all sins, achieves liberation in the Supreme. We'll read the purport, then we will try to understand more in detail. Only a person who is fully in Krishna consciousness can be said to be engaged in the welfare work for all living entities. When a person is actually knowledge that Krishna is the fountainhead of everything, then when he acts in that spirit, he acts for everyone. The suffering of humanity are due to forgetfulness of Krishna as the supreme enjoyer, the supreme proprietor, the supreme friend. Therefore, to act to revive this consciousness within the entire human society is the highest welfare work. One cannot be engaged in the first class welfare work without being liberated in the Supreme. A Krishna conscious person has no doubt about the supremacy of Krishna. He has no doubt because he is completely freed from all sins. This is the state of divine love. A person engaged only in ministering to the physical welfare of the human society cannot factually help anyone. Temporary relief of the external body and the mind is not satisfactory. The real cause of one's difficulties in the hard struggle for life may be found in one's forgetfulness of his relationship with the Supreme Lord. When a man is fully conscious of his relationship with Krishna, he is actually a liberated soul, although he may be in the material tabernacle. So here Krishna is mentioning the qualities of a person who is liberated by nature. Who is liberated by nature. So highest welfare work for the society is what? Is also explained here in this purport. A liberated person is free from duality and doubt. Duvidha. Here if we see duvidha, we say na duvidha. Asmanjas mein duvidha mein duvidha is a Sanskrit word. Duvidha. Whose mind is engaged within, who is always busy working for the welfare of all sentient beings, all living entities, not only particular this species, that species, or this race or caste or creed, everyone who is freed from all sins achieves liberation. Such person can easily achieve liberation. If we see Prabhupada, when he started or was about to incorporate this society known as International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON. So various people, they suggested that Prabhupada, you should name it as International Society for God Consciousness. So Prabhupada clearly said, why we have to bring this confusion to the public? Who is God? We should be very clear that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead as per the scriptures. So we should be also very clear. So we should name it as Krishna consciousness, not only God consciousness. This kind of clarity we should give to the people. We should not keep them in doubtful situation. And if we see Prabhupada, he was completely busy for working for the entire mankind, in spite of their race, religion, caste, creed, everything. Whether he is African or American, is not at all bothered, because he is seeing that everyone is part and parcel of Krishna, everyone belongs to Krishna. In spite of that, he is spreading the message of Krishna to the entire human race. In fact, if we see in our culture, women were not encouraged to engage in various services of the Lord. So Prabhupada, he breaks such barriers, and even to the women he gave initiation, Brahmana initiation, Diksha, where the woman can also be engaged in the service of the Lord without any barrier. So such a person is free from all such dualities. He is free from such doubts. For him, he sees everyone with equal vision and engage them in Krishna consciousness and spread the Krishna consciousness. And spreading the Krishna consciousness is the highest welfare activity. That is the highest welfare activity. Taking care of physical need is just temporary welfare activity, whereas giving Krishna to someone is the highest welfare activity. Preaching Krishna's message, giving Krishna consciousness to others is the highest welfare activity one can do in his life. And doing that, one becomes very dear to Krishna. Just like now, Gita Jayanti, this Gita month is going on. Lot of people, they distribute Bhagavad Gita. Try to give Bhagavad Gita to various people so that their life can be sublime. Any effort or endeavor which is made to bring people in Krishna consciousness is recognized by Krishna, by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by various acharyas. Krishna personally recognized such endeavors of the devotees. So with this, we'll end here. If anyone has any questions or anything to ask or share, please feel free to ask or share. Any questions? Alright. So we'll close here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki,
जय
Jai.
Prabhupada ki,
Jai.
जय
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी
हरे
Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण
Krishna.